All right, so we're going to continue on with Unit 7.3. Now, 7.3 I broke up into two parts, just like Unit 7.2. So in Part 1, we're going to look at condensing logarithms. And then in Part 2, we're going to look at expanding logarithms, which is going to be just the opposite. Now, all the properties that I talk about with log, L-O-G, will hold true to using ln, also natural log. All right, so on this first property is called the product property. It says that the log of base bx plus the log of by. So if we're adding two logs with the same base, then it's going to condense or simplify to the product. Okay, so log base b of x times y. All right, so for example, if we have log base 2, 3 plus log base 2, 4, that's going to equal log base 2, 3 times 4, which would be log base 2, 12. Right? So if we're adding two logs, then we want to think of multiplication. So addition is going to condense into multiplication. All right, and now the next property is the quotient property. So this says if you're subtracting logs, then we're going to turn it into a fraction. All right, so log bx minus log by is equal to log base b. So the bases have to be the same to do this. And it's going to be x divided by y. Quotient means divide or fraction. So we have log base b and then x over y off to the side. So we want to make sure that fraction bar doesn't go all the way across underneath the log. There's a fraction off to the side. All right, so for example, let's throw some numbers in now. So log base 3, 6 minus log base 3, 7. Right, so that's going to be log base 3, 6/7. All right, and then this power rule says that when there's a number that's being multiplied to the log, we can bring it up as a power or an exponent. So it's log base bx to the a power. Right, so that a in front, instead of multiplying it to the log, will move up as an exponent. Right, so for example, 2 times the log of 3, 4. Right, so that'll become log base 3, 4 squared, which would be 16. Okay, 4 squared, and then you can simplify it down to 16. All right, so here it says condense the following into a single logarithm or a number if possible. All right, so number 1, log 4 plus log 6. So addition, you want to think condenses into multiplication. So this is log 4 times 6, which is going to equal log 24. Sometimes you'll see it with the parentheses around the 24, sometimes you won't. It's the same thing. All right, number 2, log base 4x plus log base 4, 8. All right, so this is going to be log base 4 x times 8, or I like to flip it around and make it 8x instead. All right, 3, here we have log 4x minus log 4z, so subtraction is going to condense into a fraction. So log base 4x over z. All right, number 4, 2 times the log base 8, 4. So here we're going to take this 2 and bring it up as an exponent. So log base 8, 4 squared, and then that'll become log base 8, 16, and then you can't simplify that because there is an 8 to a power. That's going to equal 16. All right, number 5, log base 4, 8 plus log base 4, 8. So that's log base 4, 8 times 8, which is 64. 8 times 8. And then we can simplify this because there is 4 to a power that equals 64, and that'll equal 3. All right, so this will simplify down to 3. So even though the original log base 4, 8, you couldn't simplify that, we can simplify once we multiply them together. All right, number 6. Let's see, subtraction fraction. So log base 4, 32 over 2. And that's log base 4, 16. And then we can simplify this because there is 4 to a power that equals 16, and that's 2. All right, 7. So first step always when we're condensing is any numbers in front we want to move up as exponents. All right, so just like number 4, okay, from above, that 2 had to go up as an exponent. Well, the half has to move up as an exponent, and the 3 has to move up as an exponent. So that's going to be our first step. Right, now you can simplify like the 2 to the third, you can make that 8, but we are going to be condensing these, so addition will condense to multiplication, so it doesn't matter when you do it. Right, so I have x to the 1/2 times 2 to the third, I'm just going to change that to 8. Right, so I have x to the half times 8, and I'm going to switch it around and make the 8 come first, so it's 8x to the 1/2. And then anytime you have a fractional exponent, you want to change to a radical. So this is going to simplify down to log base 4, 8 times the square root of x. Right, so that x to the 1/2 becomes square root of x. Right, number 8. See, we have a 7 in front, so that's going to go up as an exponent. The 4 goes up as an exponent. So now we have log x to the 7 minus log x to the 4, subtraction to fraction, log x7 over log x4. And then when we are dividing with like bases, both x's, we can subtract the exponents. So we can bring the 4 up and subtract 7 minus 4. It's going to get us x to the third. So this is going to get us log x to the third power. All right, number 9. Same thing, we're going to bring our numbers in front, the coefficients go up as exponents. All right, so then addition to multiplication, so now we're going to multiply all these together. So log x squared times y cubed times x4. Now, because we have two x's that are the same base, both x's, we can actually combine those ones together, x squared times x to the 4th. And when we multiply, we're going to add exponents. So we get log x to the 6th, y to the 3rd. All right, so that's just simplifying it down. All right, 11. Let's see. So we're going to bring numbers up. So log base 3 x squared plus log base 3y to the 5th minus log base 3z. Now what I'm going to do is work left to right. And I'm going to combine the first two together. So I have addition, so I'm going to change to multiplication. So that's x squared times y to the 5th. And then minus log base 3z, so I just brought that one down. So now I can combine these two logs together, and because it's subtraction between two, that's going to condense to a fraction. So now I have log base 3 x squared y to the 5th over z. All right, so then again you can see it's a log base 3 and then there's a fraction off the side. All right, and then let's do this last one, number 12, same thing. Numbers in front go up as exponents. So that 3 is the only one that's going to go up. So we have log 2 cubed and minus log 5 plus log 20. And that 2 to the third, if you want to change it to an 8, you can. So again, I'm going to work left to right. I'm going to combine the first two together. So subtraction condenses to a fraction. So that 2 to the third, I'm just going to change it to an 8 right now, and then over 5. All right, so that log 2 to the third really is log 8 minus log 5 becomes log 8/5. And then I bring down the plus log 20. And now I can combine these two logs together, and I have addition in between, so that's going to condense into multiplication. So then it's log 8/5 times 20. All right, and then that 20, I can make it a fraction, so I can multiply these two fractions together. You could cross cancel here because you're multiplying, so you're allowed to do this. So just divide it by 5. And so I get log 8 times 4 is 32 over 1, or just log 32. Right, so all that from the very beginning will simplify down to this log 32. All right, good luck.